Darsul Qur'an 119 English, Part 26. Subject: the background of revelation of Sura Fathah, the victory. Today, Wednesday, 13 November 2024. Delivered by Professor Muhammad Abu Sadek, Bangladesh. My brothers and sisters, home and abroad, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi wa salamun ala ibadihi allazina istafa. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Nomenclature of Surah Fathah. Surah Fathah is Madani Surah. The first word of Surah Fathah is taken as its name. The time and revelation of the Surah Fathah. According to Hadith, this Surah was revealed on the way of return to Medina after the completion of the treaty or Sulhs of Hudaybiyah in the month of Zilqad in the year of 6th Hijri. The historic background of the Surah Fathah. According to Hadith, once Prophet ﷺ dreamt a dream that he was performing Umrah with his followers in Kaaba. The dream of a prophet is also wahi, inspiration. So, Prophet ﷺ took preparation for journey from the beginning of the month. He also informed the matter to his followers. Allah also informed in the 27th verse of the surah that he showed the dream to Prophet ﷺ. So it was compulsory for him to perform the task. He was informed the people of the nearby area and encouraged them to join the Kafala of Umrah. The idolaters of Makkah sealed the path of Kaaba for 6 years after the migration to Medina, though it was forbidden to make any ban for any community irrespective of caste and creed or religion for long time. It was open declaration that safe way of Kaaba was open to all to perform Umrah and Hajj. So if idolaters of Makkah did not allow Prophet ﷺ and his followers to perform Umrah, then the long time of free access to Kaaba for Umrah and Hajj would hamper, which defame for them. Still, Prophet ﷺ started with his 1400 Sahaba for perform Umrah with only one sword for every person for own safety, which was the then custom in Arabia, with 70 camels for sacrifice, Qurbani. The sign of the neck of the camels were fastened with a rope as a sign of sacrifice. Then they started for Kaaba with slogan of Labbaika, Labbaika. That is, Oh Allah, we present here. But the idolatrous leaders thought that if Prophet ﷺ and his large troop would enter Mecca without obstruction, then their influence and dignity would be totally abolished. So they determined not to allow the Muslim troops to enter Mecca at any cost for the safety of their faith. In the meantime, Prophet ﷺ sent a person of Banu Ab tribe as a spy to collect information about the mentality and proneness of Quraysh leaders. When Prophet ﷺ reached Osfan, a place 2 days distance from Medina, the spy came and informed that Prophet ﷺ that the Quraysh leaders reached location Jatwa with full preparation and sent Khalid bin Walid with a troop of 200 camels in advance to face the Kafala towards the point of Gamim. The idolaters pretended as if Prophet ﷺ came with his troops for fight, but fastened ihram as disguise of Umrah. Having a spy report, Prophet ﷺ changed his direction of way and reached Hudaybiyah, a place with hard journey, where the conversation would continue from both sides. The representative of Prophet ﷺ tried to convince the Quraysh leaders that they came only for Umrah, not for war, and they would return to Medina after it. On the other hand, the Quraysh representatives did not ready to convince to accept the clarification of Muslims And they said Muslims in fact came to fight. So in no way they would allow them to enter the Mecca. In the meantime, Quraysh leaders tried to attack secretly the tent of the Umrah tribe, Umrah Kafira, but their invaders were arrested by the Muslims, and every time Prophet ﷺ released them so that the situation might not be deteriorated. Finally, Prophet ﷺ sent Usman radiallahu anhu to Mecca as ambassador to convince Quraysh leaders that Muslims came for Umrah only and they would return to Medina after Umrah. But they did not convince on his proposal. Rather, they detained Usman radiallahu anhu. In the meantime, a rumor spread out that Usman radiallahu anhu was martyred. At this, Prophet ﷺ was very much angry and called all the Sahaba radiallahu asma'in to take oath with him that they would not refrain from fighting until their death. To release Usman radiallahu anhu. He also ordered them to open ihram and armed with sword for fight. That oath is called in the Sura as Baitur Ridwan. That is oath for Allah's satisfaction, and also as the Fathah Mubin, that is clear victory. But later on it was known that Usman radiallahu anhu was not killed. On the gravity of the situation, Quraysh leaders sent a group of representatives on the leadership of Suhail ibn Amr to Prophet ﷺ with proposal of sulh or treaty. Quraysh leaders came back from their stance decision not to allow Muslims to enter Mecca and proposal to allow Muslims to enter Mecca and proposal that Muslims would not perform Umrah this year, but they should return to Medina, but they would perform Umrah next year, as if it was their last effort to save their prestige. Thus, a treaty called as Hudaybiyah Treaty was signed up on the basis of 4 preconditions written below. 1. There would be no war between the two parties for next 10 years. None of the party would run any effort against each other openly or secretly. Second, during this time frame, if anybody would flee to Muhammad Sallallahu from Mecca, then he would return them to Quraysh leaders. But if anybody would flee to Quraysh from Medina, then they would not return to Prophet Sallallahu. Third, any tribe of Arabia had right to join to any party. It was their right. Fourth, Prophet Sallallahu and his Kafela would return to Medina this year, and they would come to Mecca for Umrah next year and could rest for only 3 days. In the meantime, they could not bear any weapon of war, but would carry only a sword for own safety. The citizen of Mecca would vacate the city for 3 days for pilgrims so that conflict might not occur, but they could not take any native inhabitants with them on return. When the treaty was done, the Quraysh leaders felt pleasure on it, but most of the Sahaba radiallahu ajmain was dissatisfied and felt agony on it especially on the second precondition, on which they could not find any benefit which Prophet ﷺ felt as long-term benefit for Muslims. That is, they could not accept the unequal precondition which it was said in which it was said that if anyone escaped and reached Prophet ﷺ, then he was bound to return him to the Quraysh leaders. But if anybody would flee to Quraysh leaders from Medina, they would not return to him. Especially Umar radiallahu anhu did not ready to comply with such harassing precondition of the Sulas. He was so annoyed that he asked Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu that whether Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was really prophet of Allah or not. On that point, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said that Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam is real prophet and Allah shall not ruin him. Still, he was not satisfied and even asked Prophet ﷺ the same question to Prophet ﷺ. Then Prophet ﷺ also answered same as Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Later on, Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu repented and seek pardon from Allah for his fault by almsgiving and offering optionary salat up to his death. Later, Prophet ﷺ tried to console Sahaba radiallahu ajma'in by saying that what was the benefit on such person who would flee from us to Makkah. Allah if Allah kept them apart from us, is good for us. On the other hand, it was beneficial for us. On the other hand, if I was compelled to return the person who flee to us, then Allah surely would find any way for them. And about the dream, he said that it was not signified in the dream that we are bound to perform Umrah this year. Surely we would perform Umrah next year. After completion of Treaty of Hudaybiyah, Prophet ﷺ told Sahaba radiallahu ajma'in to sacrifice their camel and shave or cut their hair of head and unfasten their ihram in that place. But what a wonder! None of them did so. Even after Prophet ﷺ's repeated 3 times verdict, then Prophet ﷺ was very much astonished that in no case before this event any Sahaba radiallahu anhu failed to perform his order without fail in no time, but today they were so rigid to do the committed function. So Prophet ﷺ entered his own tent and expressed his mental agony and dissatisfaction to his wife Ummul Mu'minin Salma radiallahu anha. Then she advised him to go out and sacrifice his own camel without any conversation. Then you would see all were doing the same, and it was the reality. It is important to note that in the crucial situation, the counsel from a woman can be benefited, and it is a bright example. Still, Sahaba radiallahu ajma'in were returning to Medina with agony in their mind. Then this Surah Fathah was revealed in a place named Darsul, about 25 miles from Mecca. In this surah, Allah said that though you Muslims thought that this treaty was defeat for you, but it was a great triumph for you, and it was a great victory. That is Fathah. Then Prophet ﷺ gathered all the Sahaba radiallahu anhu and said, something is revealed to us which is better than the world and its content. Then Prophet ﷺ read out the Surah Fathah to all of them, especially to Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu, as he was very much annoyed on the treaty. All the Sahaba radiallahu was mind satisfied when they knew the theme of the Surah. Still, the hidden benefit of the treaty began to expose. Then they understood this treaty was done for the benefit of Muslims and Islam. So Allah called the treaty as great victory in this surah. Muslims gained a confession of a separate nation. Before it, they were known as a rebelling party only. Thus, Quraysh leaders admit the sovereignty of the area captured by Muslims as their own. Quraysh leaders admitted Islam as a separate religion and Muslims a separate nation by giving permission to them to perform Hajj and Umrah. Thus, their hatred to Muslims became minimized. Having 10 years ceasefire, Muslims had the freedom to roam throughout the area of Arab and had the sufficient opportunity to propagate Islam. As a result, huge number of Muslims accepted Islam within 2 years of the treaty. Then the people became Muslims in last 19 years. There were only 14 Muslims with Prophet ﷺ during signing Hudaybiyah Treaty, but there were 10,000 Sahaba radiallahu was mine during the victory of Mecca. During 10 years, 10 years ceasefire, Prophet ﷺ executed Quranic administration in occupied area and developed their lifestyle according to Islamic morals and etiquette. So Allah revealed verse number 3 of Surah Ma'idah during welfare pilgrimage. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam deena. Allah proclaimed, today I fulfill your religion and fulfill my bounty to you, and I select Islam as your religion forever. Thus Muslims got safety from southern side of Arabia to treaty with Quraysh. Then Muslims occupied the rebel tribes of North and Middle Arab. Within 3 years of treaty, the main center of Jews, that is Khaybar, was wind. Finally, all the area of Jews occupied by Muslims. Thus, balance of power between Quraysh and Muslims was established, and total victory of Muslims was imminent, and it was finalized by the victory of Makkah in the year 6th Hijri, in the year 628 Hijri. The second preparation of the second precondition of the surahs, which caused much mental agony in the Muslims, was automatically abolished. Within, Prophet ﷺ said, any way might be given by Allah for them, for the Muslims whom forcefully return to Quraysh leaders unwillingly. Allah can do and undo everything. In fact, those Muslims were forcefully returned to Quraysh. They somehow escaped themselves and escaped to the Red Sea shore and met with other same person of same 70 persons, and they became as a group of people. They were attacking sometimes the trade groups of Quraysh. At this, the Quraysh leaders were very much annoyed and requested Rasulullah to return those persons to him. Thus, the annoying second precondition of the alliance was automatically abolished. Finally, I asked all the people of the world to accept Islam, the only chosen religion of Allah, and the total and complete mode of life and complete solution of the problems of humankind. আমিন সুম্মা আমিন।